Because when you're talking about fathers, fatherlessness, first and foremost, what's the meaning of father? Who is a father? The word father is gotten from when you look at it, the root word is like Greek word, it's like Abba.
Yep.
What is Abba? Abba means, I'm not saying who is. What is
Abba?
Abba means source. It means a provider, a protector. What is source? Source means foundation. So when you look at dear Lord, you need to make sure that even the woman you're getting married, she's also healthy.
Yep.
Is because they didn't even have a figure of who a great father is.
Wow.
When a father lays the foundation for his daughter and his son, the son will be a great man, a great father, a great husband, a great father, a great man, a great husband, a great father. Then when the father lays a good foundation for the daughter, the daughter won't be sleeping around. It's the truth. And fatherhood is not about I sent you to school, I provided money, I bought clothes for you. That's nonsense. I tell people it's nonsense. I said, see.
Hello everyone, my name is Bukola and welcome again to Evolve Within. And like I always say, on this podcast, we explore the complexities that comes with childhood trauma and parenting. And today, I have on set with me Precious Joy. You're welcome, Precious.
Thank you, Bukola. Thank you for having me.
How have you been? It's been a while.
I know.
Yeah.
And you look good.
Oh, thank you. So, I said to you that this season is titled Fatherlessness to Fatherhood. And that's because there's a pandemic going on around the world. I mean, I like to call it a pandemic. It's something that a lot of people, or we, in the world, we're not paying a lot of attention to. We are, taking our eyes away from it. And I really think that our focus should be on this topic because you find out a lot of adults today, they're carrying one baggage or the other, from childhood and all that stuff. And when you get to interact with them, you find out that most of them didn't grow up with their fathers being present, even if their fathers were alive.
Sure.
So I just want to know from your perspective and your own story, what was it like growing up with your dad? And, with the experiences that you had, who has it made you become today? Yeah.
Okay, so thank you once again for having me.
You're welcome.
I think I was saying that firstly, I don't just have one father. I have two fathers and then I have fathers. I'll put it as that. The reason for that is I have my biological father, and then just like how Moses was, he had his biological father, and then he had his, like, a father that raised him in royalty, Pharaoh. Yes, the Bible doesn't, but that's what it is, because it was Pharaoh's daughter.
Yeah.
So for me, I have my biological father, and then I have my father that raised me. In 2019, so I was coming back from work. That was May 2019 precisely. I was coming back from work, and I don't know what actually happened that period. I think a lot of things were going on. Not even like, I think it was maybe work and a lot. I was like, okay, God, like, what's up? I was just coming back from work. This was on court. And I was just like, why am I even in Lagos? Why am I here? Okay, I think, again, I didn't really like Lagos.
Oh, so suddenly there was this awareness, like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, because I think doing my NYSC, I wanted like maybe Abuja, Akwa Ibom, a very calm... Lagos.
Lagos is a very buzzing city.
Lagos. So I was like, then a lot of other things that was going on, like work and a couple of other things. And I was like, why am I even... And then I just said it. And then God said, I brought you here to be raised up in my ways. I was like, what? He said, yes, I brought you here to be raised up in my ways. And then the Lord started to talk to me, and he said, that my uncle, my uncle who is my father, raising me up, was sent to raise me up as a leader, a woman that is tough.
Oh.
But there was also a foundation. My dad, my biological dad, he would never ever he doesn't want to hear at that time when I was still a child that, oh, somebody took what belongs to you, son. You said, no, go and fight. Go and get it back. And don't
don't come back to the house without
whether
that.
it was academically, whether it was you being able to stand for yourself. So it was May 2019, it all started to make sense to me.
Wow.
Because I didn't know what it was, but it was God that said, I just like, what, mate? I just asked the question, an innocent question, and then he answered. I was like, but I wasn't really asking you. So, when, for me, I would say that experience or the experiences I've had in my life, having a biological father, and then I still have good relationship with my biological father.
Oh.
Yes, I do. You have to. When I understood that in May 2019, I stopped questioning quite a lot of things. And then it was like God gave me an assignment. I started talking to my friends that I knew that they had broken relationships, because amazingly, I had maybe 90% of my friends had broken relationships with their dads. 90% of the friends I had. Yes, we grew up in church together. Then some of us, we met in the fellowship. At least, build of you that we were at, we met. Some, I met them again when I came back from fellowship, came back to church, home church. I met them, a lot of them, young ladies like myself.
And so let me ask a question. What do you think was the problem between them and their father? Like, why did they have that?
I don't think there was any problem. Let me not say I don't think. Firstly, when children look at the relationships their parents have, it has an impact on them automatically.
Between themselves as father
and mother. It has an impact on them. And a child would not see you treating the mother bad and be close to you.
Oh.
Then a child would not see the mother treating the father bad and be close to the mother or close to the father, because sometimes they consider, okay, maybe the parents, they both have issues. But one thing I do know, that it's not from the child. The issues in the family is not from the child. When you have a broken family, it already has an impact on the society and the nation.
Yep.
You can't have a healthy nation.
Yep.
And you get to see that a lot of children that come from when I mean broken homes doesn't even mean exactly divorced.
No, at all. Yeah.
It's, for me, it has dynamics to it. Like, it has different areas to that word. That word broken homes has different areas. Why? Because you get to see, okay, yeah, you say divorce, that's broken home, that's fine. But there's also the one where the father and mother they live together, but they are not together. That's a broken home.
Yeah.
And it's doing a lot of damage.
I agree with you.
And so the thing is, when you're talking about fatherlessness, first and foremost, what's the meaning of father? He is a father. The word father is gotten from when you look at it, the root word is like Greek word, it's like Abba.
Yep.
What is Abba? Abba means, I'm not saying who is. What is
Abba?
Abba means source. It means a provider, a protector. What is source? Source means foundation. So when you look at, dear Lord, when you look at that word and it's saying source, foundation, it means that the father is the foundation of the family.
Of the family. Wow.
So when a father is not balanced, if you like, get married to the daughter of the queen of wherever or the king of wherever. If the father is not healthy, when I mean healthy, mentally, psychologically, spiritually,
emotionally,
even financially, it would have great impact. Why? When I was in school, I had a friend. Okay, I think she gave me some permission. I had some friends that they were from broken homes. Wow. I know some of my friends that, how much was I being sent from the house? But somehow I just had a responsibility to you. Why do I have a responsibility to my age mates? But the thing is, I understood that there was just a predicament around this person's life that she shouldn't have.
Because it wasn't her fault.
It wasn't. I had people that they had to start being with guys, with different men, because of what? Financial issues. So if a father is well equipped to stand and lay a good foundation for the family, and you're always, as a father, because I don't believe fatherhood starts from when you're married and you have a child.
No.
I believe it
starts
starts before you even get there, because the Bible says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. So a wife becomes a wife before she's married. Mm-hmm. So the man automatically has become also a husband before. You have to have an understanding before you step into a situation. It's just like when you are in an organization. You have to have case studies. Okay, what if this scenarios happen? This scenario happen. How do we respond? What if this? What if the inflation rate goes this? What if our supplier does this? How are we going to make sure, mitigate those risks and ensure things? That's the same thing. So even when you're looking at it as, okay, you're going to get married. As a man, a husband, you're thinking of, okay, I'm going to be a father because I will have children. What do? You need to make sure that even the woman you're getting married, she's also healthy. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of men that got married to, there are a lot of women that got married to, and later it becomes prayer points, which it shouldn't have been from the beginning, if we all got it right. But the reason why some women get married to men that they are nothing to write, let me not say nothing to write home about, because God changes people, I've seen it happen, is because they didn't even have a figure of who a great father is.
Wow.
When a father lays the foundation for his daughter and his son, the son will be a great man, a great father, a great husband, a great father, a great man, a great husband, a great father. Then when the father lays a good foundation for the daughter, the daughter won't be sleeping around. It's the truth. And fatherhood is not about, I sent you to school, I provided money, I bought clothes for you. That's nonsense. I tell people it's nonsense. I said, see, when kids, if they stay in one room with their parents and they see their parents love upon each other, forget it. There's nothing anybody will use to entice that child outside.
Very true.
Why? Because you see that your parents have good relationship, and then your father is present. It's not all about work. If you see, there was something when I was preparing, when you told me about the topic, I was like, God, what do I say? You have to tell me, because these are people, these are spirits. It's just like, when you look at the scriptures, you get to see David. David was the king. He fought over 66 battles. Sometimes I'm like, how many battles are this? I know men are trying, though. I'm not going to.
No capping.
but I'm just trying to make this point clear. If David he was a king, he had to rule over God's people. He had an assignment. He was in government, politics. But he also had an assignment to his God, like being a Christian. I said being a Christian, being a child of God.
Child of God, yeah.
David still had time to teach his son, Solomon, that, hey, do this, take note of this.
He wrote a whole book for his son.
And Solomon was saying, remembering what his father told him, my son, incline their ears to my words, sayings, to my words. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Why? Because this thing, it will help you. It's in the same Proverbs that the Bible says instruction is your life. Yep. It's in the same Proverbs that we learn about savings. It's in the same Proverbs we learn about strange women, about friends, about a lot of things, about business. It's all there. But see, David still had the time to show his son that, hey, if you want to rule, if you want to be a great person, I know Solomon still had his own ways,
yeah.
But he was still saying what his father taught him. Why? Because he could spend time with his father, and his father could spend time with his son. Why would I say my father said if I'm not spending time with my father?
So there was a
There
relationship
was a relationship.
and it was intentional.
Yes. And it's the same thing with us being Christians. The reason I hardly call God God.
His father.
Father, man, that's your daughter. You gotta sort me out. You gotta help me. God, I didn't bring myself here.
True.
You know you're the one that created me. I didn't ask to be created though. It's you. What's the way? God, look at this. Father, look at this. Father, I don't like the way that girl just talked. I'm upset. It's because I have a relationship with him. That's the reason I can talk to him. I don't know God, no. There are times you will, there are times for that. But I have a great relationship with God. And so if God is my source, I am his resource. If your father is your source because your father put in your mom,
The seed.
and what happened? You came. You came. So if God takes care of you, and Jesus was telling us, he said, if your father in heaven, he didn't say if your God, if your source in heaven, your provider, your protector in heaven, if he feeds the birds of the air, why do you think he won't take care of you? That's what Jesus was saying. So he was not saying, after that, he now said, be anxious for nothing. In everything, give thanks to God. But that's what he said. So you don't just imagine the Dangote. His daughter will now come. Father! Father, you need to help your child. Just that, Dad, thank you for being such an amazing father. You don't say, yeah, God, they do like this. His head will be turned. No, but it's the truth. What did God say? The Bible lets us know, enter his court with what?
Thanksgiving.
Enter his gates with what?
Praise.
What do you do to your father? It's that simple. So what am I trying to say? A father should have a relationship with their children. And having a relationship is not, I bought you clothes. Look at the house you stay. That's
I
not.
paid your school fees.
Nah, that is no way to say fatherhood. It's you're mandated to actually do it. I know there are people that don't do it, but you're mandated to do it.
It's like a responsibility that you have, and if you're not doing anything about it, so who would actually?
Your child didn't ask to be born.
Yeah.
So when there's something that helped me when I was growing up, I think when I was like 11, 12, 13, I was like, I don't have to get pregnant. Before I know that, man, to get pregnant out of wedlock is nonsense for me.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to learn from other people's experience. I don't have to experience it. It's the truth. And that was one thing that helped me. So what am I trying to say? You as a father, you need to know that there's a consequence. If you put a seed in a woman, it's going to bring in something. The result is there. It's just like when you invest, it's an investment for a child.
Yeah.
So when you have the child, what do? Build a relationship. And then for those that they have not been able to, that they didn't come from a place where they have relationship with their fathers, I would encourage them, build it. Hey, your father is a drunkard. Pray for him. I always make reference to this story. Joyce Meyer, those times I used to really read her books.
Oh, Joyce Meyer.
I love her very much.
Same here.
I think was it Managing Your Emotions? One of her books. I bought it then when I was in school and I was reading. I think it was 2013. They sent me money from home. I just went to use like 80% to buy books because school was having book fair. How was I going to leave for 1 month? It's the grace of God. So I was reading one of the books I got at the time, and what got to me was when Joyce Meyers mentioned that, obviously her dad had sexually abused her. I'll look at it from the physical perspective, but also there's a place for that spiritual. There's a pattern. Incest, familiar spirits can exist within families. So obviously, after that, she said years later, obviously she didn't have a relationship with her dad. But there was a time that God told her to go get her dad, bring him to the same
in the house.
Her dad and her mom.
Yeah.
Rent an apartment for them, take care of them. She said she didn't want to listen, and if you listen to Joyce Meyers, you know that man, she can. Guess what? Her husband, Dave, he said Dave also told her that. This, that. So obviously she listened. So later she got to find out her dad later got born again, God used her to get her dad to be born again. She got born again. He got born again, and then he joined their missions. And that was 3 years before her dad died. That was a story I read. God used her to change the trajectory, to change the story that was going on in the family. You know why? Just imagine if Joyce Myers wasn't saved. She would have gone on hurting people.
On a spree.
When people say patterns, familiar spirits, see, I'll still say to people that maybe you didn't have your fathers, pray for your dads, and then pray for your brothers. You know why? They also saw those things with you. I've met a lot of men. I have a lot of guys as friends. And in the course of the work I do, whether business, being a Christian, leading a community of Christians, I meet tons of people that the only thing that can heal anybody is the word of God. I don't have, say, there's one therapy I can, see. Once the spirit is broken, it's broken.
Yeah.
What can heal the spirit is the spirit that created the spirits.
That's the source.
That's the source.
Yeah.
So I would just say that mend your relationships with your dad. Don't have a pattern repeats. He's a drunkard. He womanizes. Pray for him and cast out that spirit. I've seen it happen. I'm not saying what I don't know. I'm not saying what I don't tell people to do. I say it and I tell them and it works. The word of God works. He's a spirit. Call his spirit at 12 midnight. Is the spirit bigger than the spirit of God? No. And then after that, because if you don't do it, guess what? Even when you get married as a woman,
you don't do it.
I don't know, man. But one day, that thing will pop out. You might tell your husband, I know that's how men act. Your father, not my father. Your father was once like that. A man might not know that the damage of that fatherlessness, what it had done to him. He might not even know how to keep relationship with his children. Because why? He didn't have it with his dad.
Sorry, I don't think that is even going far. Just a normal relationship, maybe at work, business partners.
Yeah.
You would see that defect. I mean, it's usually very loud for me. I don't know. I said this before. I don't know about any other person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could easily just spot it. There's something not right here.
But it always just pops up more when you see it in intimate relationships, like family.
That is very loud.
So it's loud.
Yeah, that's very loud.
So it's not because those men don't want to do better.
They just don't know how.
They don't know. They've never been taught. They don't know how. So one thing I always tell my friends, I said, see, guys, you need to chill. I said, you've never lived this life before, have you? Say no. I said, I've never. I said, our parents, have they ever? Say no. I said, they are just doing what they think. I said, except those that are led by the Spirit of God. Why do I say that? Because God told, for example, let's say God already told Abraham was going to have a son. So Abraham knew that Isaac that came from his wife was a child of promise.
Yeah.
So Abraham could not even allow Isaac to just get married anyhow. That's why in Genesis chapter 24, he told his servant, go to my hometown and get my son a wife. And the servant being so spiritual, he said, oh God of my master Abraham, he said, the woman that you have for your servant Isaac, he said, let her be the one that I will ask to give me water, and she will also give my camels water. Not too long, Rebecca showed on the scene. He said, give me water, and she did it.
Exactly how he said it.
But that's because Abraham knew that this child of promise cannot just be together, just anyone. So he also performed his role as a father. So many fathers might say, it's not, I don't have to concern myself about my son is getting married. Whoever, it's a freaking lie. You better go pray before your son brings in one spirit that you cannot understand. And the spirit is joined with your family lineage. You are not saying, oh God. God is saying, oh you. I was talking to you, you weren't listening. You are a father to this child, even if he's a man of 30. Yes.
Wow.
I know somebody might be saying, oh, what if my father is not a Christian? Your father is not a Christian. Ask the Spirit of God to talk to your father. Why? Because God gave Pharaoh a dream. If God gave Pharaoh a dream that Pharaoh had different gods.
And that dream was just, just to deliver Joseph, actually, on the long,
For
or looking
his
at it in
own,
hindsight.
do you see? So when you look at certain things, I know the Bible is not so, look at it, pick the principles, activate them in your life. I know we're talking about fatherlessness, but we're touching some other core things. And so,
we can't actually talk about fatherhood or even fatherlessness without speaking about who a true father is. Like I always say, our first father is God the Father.
Yes.
It's the first father. He's our father.
Yes.
So if you want to learn how to father, you have to look at him.
Very true. And that's why when Jesus said that I and my Father are one, he said, if you want to see the Father, you've seen me. So that tells you that children are representations of your fathers.
And one question that just popped in my heart right now is how many children can actually say, if you've seen me, you've seen my father?
Because most of the times the fathers are not present. They stay in the home. They are not present.
Present in the lives of their children.
Yes. When your child, how many of your child's friends or your children's friends do you know?
That's another angle.
When your child is being asked questions, do you have a boyfriend at just maybe grade 4? Can your child even say, daddy, see? No matter how busy you are, I already know what God has told me in my life. But no matter how busy you are, you need to make out that time, even if it's once a week. You are very busy, you travel, great. Once a week, do video calls.
I saw something early this year from a pastor online. He said it during his service, and he said he told his congregation that one of the things he decided to do this year was to create time for his children. He had noticed that all the while, even if he was around, he'll probably go to work and come back, give them presents, sometimes take them out. He wasn't really present. And I was really excited that I saw that, because I feel like that was a mind shift with him, knowing that you can buy your children presents, you can take them out, you can take them to wherever, but that's not what presentness really, really means. Yeah.
And so it is important that fathers, I don't use the word make their kids their representatives, but I would say that it is important for fathers to be very present. How can you be present? Have conversations. Let me not lie to you. I don't think people can buy me with money. You can't. You can't use a house. You can't use car. You can't. It is a can't. Cannot use money or anything to get me. So when Jesus talked about I and my Father, we are one, we need to understand that you are a representation of, number one, the leadership skills your father teaches you, 2, integrity. The mother nurtures. The father protects, provides, shows you the vision. And before a man can even get, get vision from God. I'm not saying vision of, this is my wife. God can actually show you the woman that you're supposed to be with. But because if the hair on your hair is numbered, and when he knows them, how much more the woman or the man you should be with?
God is that detailed.
Very detailed.
God is that detailed.
And then the thing is, the father sets the vision for the family. So, yes, you've told your wife. What about your children? You need to indoctrinate them into that vision. That's why he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
He didn't say God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob.
Look, it was passed on, grandfather to son, father to son to grandson. Because Isaac received it from his father, he could pass it on. He could. So parents need to be careful of the value system. They're telling you your child is acting somehow, she was rude, he was rude, and go and take care of it. Who is the go and? No. You will see to it that your child turns out well. And I would also say this, even if you didn't give birth to that child, as long as God brought that child to you, whether a boy, a girl, male, female, you are responsible for that child. And God will demand it from you. You don't even know if God is using that child to train you for your own child. It's none of my business. It's none of your what? Oh, my darling, don't worry. It's coming. I'm saying it because I've seen it. I interact with parents, people who's been married for 30 years, 20. God has used us to restore marriages. I have seen it. But one thing I can say is if the father doesn't pass on the vision, doesn't teach the children leadership, doesn't teach them integrity, doesn't teach them how to stand in this world and live through challenging situations, you're going to have a mess for your children. And then if you see, the Bible, I think, is in Proverbs. It's in Proverbs. Where it was talking about, I think it was my father's friend. My father's friend. You know what? It's not. It's in the book of Proverbs chapter 27 verse 10. It said, do not forsake your friend and the friend of your father. The next question I want to ask is, as a father or a potential father, can you leave your kids with your friend? If you can't, you might be in the wrong relationship.
So, we've said a lot.
We
said a lot about
we
this,
had to.
But as you spoke, one thing that resonated in my heart is you can't even be a father without you being a good person. Let me explain that, one of the skills or one of the things that a father brings into a family, I said brings into a family, meaning it must be a part of him, is leadership skills.
Yeah.
So one of my best or one of my favorite definitions of leadership is the ability for you to lead yourself.
Yes.
That's my favorite definition. So I oftentimes think, if you're not able to lead yourself as a person,
how do you want to lead
somebody else?
And then lead a family?
Exactly.
You can't.
So I feel like there's also a need for people to begin to ask themselves certain questions. Who are you?
You're right.
What are your values?
Yeah.
I know in the world, there is our perspective and there is the world's perspective. A lot of times you hear guys asking ladies, oh, what is she bringing to the table?
Have you heard ladies say that I'm the table?
Oh, I mean, I heard several ladies
Have you heard that?
I'm the table, But however, it's not even about what is the lady bringing, what is the man, or what is the man bringing. Who are you as a person? What values do you have? Who are you as a human being? And that's why I also say this, that parenting is not for those that have biological children. No.
Very true.
It is for you as a person. I mean, basically, what's parenting? One of the definitions of parenting is leadership. It's leadership, actually. So if you cannot lead yourself, don't give birth.
You're right.
Don't give birth, honestly. Don't give birth. I've also said that I wish, the way we go to school.
A lot of people go to school for parenting.
There are
a lot of people now that they are parents. We have people that they coach people how to be parents. I have a friend that she's married. She's been in a coaching session for like 2 years.
I've seen that. I've heard about that. I think I know about a school, but I'm talking about traditionally, in secondary school, or even even in uni, you would have to write an exam for you to go to the next level. I wish sometimes that there's an exam for you to write, literally, because I feel like this anyhowness and all this
is not working.
It would reduce to an extent, but
But again,
someone later said that people will still cheat. Like we have examination malpractice in school.
Okay,
people will still cheat their way out. So I think it's just what it is.
I think that, let me not say I think, I believe that when you teach people self-responsibility, I'm not saying kids should be that responsible, because 0 to 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, what can they do? You have to help them, you have to show them, you have to teach them. When they are 9 years, 10 years, you can say, okay, go bring this for me, go, right? But I believe when you start to teach your kids that, see, whatever you do in this world, you're responsible for it. When you start teaching them that, I think they'll grow up with a mindset of, I've got to be careful with my actions, because for every action there is a consequence.
Yep.
And daddy and mommy will not always be there to sort out the consequence. There are some, because there was something I read last year. It was a prominent person in Nigeria. He passed on with his family. And somebody said something, I was reading some things and I was so touched. Somebody said, I think parents need to start preparing their kids for when they are no more. It's painful, but is it the truth? Yes. You, even as a child, have to start preparing your mindset mentally, psychologically. And then back to this parent thing concept we're talking about. There was a course I did in school. That was in year 2. It was, I think it was on psychology, studying education. But it wasn't psychology, child psychology.
Child psychology.
So it was growth and development. That's one of my best. It was like that textbook, I can't give it out. Do you know they wrote it that 0 to 4 years, they were talking about the growth of a child. And then once the child is 7, the child has gotten everything that they need in terms of the values, what you need, anything, everything. So you have the time as a parent, 0 to 7 years old, to instill, imbibe, indoctrinate everything you want your child to learn. Because from 8 years old, you start getting the fruits
of your
seed. So it's important that fathers need to pay attention to both their male and female children, because if you don't take care of your kids now, teaching them the right thing, later on you will beat your finger and say, I wish. But it's best now that they are raw materials and you can mold them to what you want.
Through the Word of God.
Yes, through the Word of God. And again, you know when fathers don't teach children how to invest? Okay, I think we can leave it at that.
Wow, we should have a part 2.
Okay.
Because I can still see the words inside you. You're not done.
I'm trying to see them.
Literally, I mean, I can see them. You're not done.
You.
So I think we're going to have a part 2. And so, guys, wow, this was such an interesting episode. I mean, I was really excited. I learned a lot. I thought about a lot of things while speaking with Precious, and I'm sure you also learned certain things too, and you got some thought-provoking questions in your heart. Well, I want to let you know you're not alone. This is not the end. We have also another episode coming up soon. But before you go, please follow us on our channel on YouTube at Evolve Within. Also follow us on Instagram. Like, share, tell your friends about this page, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.